guys, welcome back. It's January drop day. It's not January yet, but we have the book of the month selections for January. So I'm very, very excited that they got dropped before the first of the year. So let's just dive right in and see what book of the month has for us for this start of the new year. Okay, so we're starting this new year out with 5 selections. I was kind of hoping that there would be more than 5, just because it's the start of the new year, but fine. So starting out, we have a contemporary fiction, interesting facts about space. It's an early release. We love that. So follow one quirky, true crime obsessed woman on a delightful, heartwarming journey of vulnerability and self-discovery. LGBTQ themes, quirky, LOL, millennial. All right. Enid is obsessed with space. She can tell you all about black holes and their ability to spaghettify you without even batting an eye in fear. Her one major phobia is bald men. What is going on? But she tries to keep that one under wraps. When she's not listening to her favorite true crime podcast on loop, she's serial dating a rotation of women from dating apps. At the same time, she's trying to forge a new relationship with her estranged half-sisters after the death of her absent father. When she unwittingly plunges into her first serious romantic entanglement, Enid starts to believe that someone is following her. What is going on? Is this a romance or is this a thriller? As her paranoia spirals out of control, Enid must contend with her mounting suspicion that something is seriously wrong with her, because at the end of the day, there's only one person she can't outrun, herself. Brimming with quirky humor and charm and heart, interesting facts about space effortlessly shows us the power of revealing our secret shames, the most beautifully human parts of us all. But 4.46, from like ARCs and stuff, that's pretty good. I feel like this is mainly, I don't understand the genre-ing for this one. It's contemporary fiction, but also it seems like a sapphic romance. I don't really understand. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. Really curious if people read that, what their thoughts are. Like if it's good. Okay, The Fury. So I really expected this one to be a pick, just because his other ones were picks. So he's a 3P author, the other ones being The Maidens and Silent Patient. I've read both of those. People hate on The Maidens. I actually really liked it. And I also like The Silent Patient. So for this one, The Fury, I actually have the ARC. I requested it because I liked his other ones. I haven't read it yet. I'm so bad about reading ARCs like way in advance, but I will read it this month in January. Just haven't gotten there yet, but I will. From Twistmaster Alex, a gripping new thriller about a glamorous trip to Greece that takes a bloody turn. Psychological, unreliable narrator, I love that. Buzzy and glamorous, which is a weird ad. Okay, so this is a tale of murder, or maybe that's not quite true. At its heart, it's a love story, isn't it? Oh, okay. You got me. Lana Farrar is a reclusive ex-movie star and one of the most famous women in the world. Every year, she invites her closest friends to escape the English weather and spend Easter on her idyllic private Greek island. I tell you this because you may think you know this story. You probably read about it at the time. It caused a real stir in the tabloids. If you remember, it had all the necessary ingredients for a press sensation, a celebrity, a private island cut off by the wind, and a murder. We found ourselves trapped there overnight, our old friendships, concealed hatred, and a desire for revenge. What followed was a game of cat and mouse, a battle of wits full of twists and turns, building to an unforgettable climax. The night ended in violence and death as one of us was found murdered. But who am I? My name is Elliot Chase, and I'm going to tell you a story unlike you've ever heard. I'm kind of wishing I would have read the synopsis before I requested the ARC. 3.8 from ARC, so not killing it. Comes out January 16th. So yeah, we'll see. I obviously won't be picking this because I have the ARC, but it sounds like every other thriller ever. People are trapped in a secluded area, someone dies, we have to figure out what happened. Literary fiction, Mercury, brimming with family drama and small town secrets, a touching ode to struggling but resilient blue-collar America. Multiple viewpoints, slow build, family drama, rural. It's 1990 and 17-year-old Marley West is blazing into the river valley town of Mercury, Pennsylvania. Perpetual loner, she seeks a place at someone's table in a family of her own. The first thing she sees when she arrives in town is three men standing on a rooftop. Their silhouettes blot out the sun. The Joseph brothers become Marley's whole world before she can blink. Soon, she is the young wife to one, the one who got away to another, and the adopted mother to them all. That's weird. So she's their mother, but then she's also their lover. As their own mother fades away and their roofing business, they have a roofing business, that's why they're on the roof. The roofing business crumbles under the weight of their unwieldy father's inflated ego. Marley steps in to shepherd these unruly men. With Marley as their light, the Joseph brothers must decide whether they can save the family they've always known or whether they can build something stronger in its place. Oh, this one comes out January 2nd, so this is like really a January release. I'm actually surprised it's at 4.27 because, not gonna lie, it sounds weird. First Lie wins. Who is Evie Porter? Definitely not who she says she is, but her past is catching up with her, which spells trouble. Fast read, like that. Psychological, unreliable narrator, and cat and mouse. Oh, the cat's so cute. Oh my God. The identity comes first. Evie Porter. Once she's given a name and a location by her mysterious boss, Mr. Smith, she learns everything there is to know about the town and the people in it. Then the mark, Ryan Sumner. The last piece of the puzzle is the job. Evie isn't privy to Mr. Smith's real identity, but she knows this job will be different. Ryan's gotten under her skin, and she's starting to envision a different sort of life for herself, falling in love with him. But Evie can't make any mistakes, especially after what happened last time. Because the one thing she's worked her entire life to keep clean, the one identity she could go back to, her real identity, just walked right into this town. Evie Porter must stay one step ahead of her past while making sure there's still a future in front of her. The stakes couldn't be higher. But then Evie has always liked a challenge. This one also comes out January 2nd, 4.34. I feel like a lot of these have really high ARC ratings right off the bat, so that's good. Early release, let's see how early. The Bullet Swallower. Hold on to your hat, cowboy. The bullets whiz freely and magic hides within everything in this epic family border saga. Multiple viewpoints, non-linear timeline, magical, and graphic violence. Where in 1895, Antonio is the latest in a long line of ruthless men. He's good with his gun and drawn to trouble, but he's also out of money and options. A drought has ravaged the town of Dorado, Mexico, where he lives with his wife and children. So when he hears about a train laden with gold and other treasures, he sets off for Houston to rob it, with his younger brother Hugo in tow. But when the heist goes awry, Hugo is killed. Poor Hugo. Antonio finds himself launched into the quest for revenge that endangers not only his life and his family, but his internal soul. In 1964, Jamie is Mexico's most renowned actor and singer, but his comfortable life is disrupted when he discovers a book that will tell the entire history of his family, beginning with Cain and Abel. In its ancient pages, Jamie learns about the multitude of horrific crimes committed by his ancestors. And when the same mysterious figure from Antonio's timeline shows up in Mexico City, Jamie realizes that he may be the one who has to pay for his ancestors' crimes unless he can discover the true story of his grandfather, the legendary Bandito El Trablajane, the Bullet Swallower. That's a wild name. That's a wild nickname, the Bullet Swallower. Oh, it's so short. 272 pages for all of that information that you just gave me. That always surprises me when it's like this long synopsis where it's like, oh, and then this happens, and we're now in a different time, and then this happens, and it's like, oh, it's 100 pages. 4.22, that's pretty good, coming out end of January, January 23rd. My favorite thing about that book is the title. So let's see what the new add-ons are. Yes, Ruthless Vows. Obviously want to read that, but I have a special edition of that coming. The Mystery Guest, Butcher. Okay, Butcher and the Blackbird. I'm kind of pissed off. I think it was self-published first, and then it was picked up by a publisher, and it was published in December. So makes sense that it would be an add-on and not a main pick, but it actually sounds good and it's an add-on, and that makes me mad that I have to get it as an add-on. But it's like a romance novel about like 2 serial killers. Northwoods, Only If You're Lucky. I also have an ARC for that one. Still need to read it. Gwen and Art, I remember that one from last time, and The Gentleman's Gambit, and The Other Mothers. That looks familiar. So yeah, I think that the add-ons look better than the main picks this month, but what are you gonna do? I am curious to know what book you are picking this month. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.